Hey everybody, welcome back to Irish Outlaw Garage, where we love to waste our time and money on junk. Not really, it's not really that junk of a car, is it? It's pretty good shape, except for where our limb fell on its roof.
Yeah.
That sucks, but today we got to finish getting this little, actually 350, ready to mount to that transmission and stick it in that car that's behind me. First things first though, I gotta check the cylinders out because I got a new tool that I'm gonna try out from Beaver. We have partnered with them, and which is awesome because we like tools. We like tools, and we're gonna try it out and see how it works. It's a video scope. Like, you know, get down into cylinders and you can check for derbies people if they're cheating. I wouldn't know anything about that. Anyway, let's get this thing out. We want to check the cylinders, make sure we're halfway healthy before we waste our time and do this. I got parts for the transmission, and I'm rambling on again, and he's going to break something. Don't scratch the chrome. Yeah. Anyway, let's take a look at this and get on our way. All right, what we've got here is Beaver's stereo. So we got our little 327, 350. And I am going in the number 7 cylinder. One thing that I was looking for is that little stamp. Let me see if I could move it. Maybe. Back. This is hard for me to do. You see the arrow there that points to the front of the motor. And if you look just to the left of that, you'll see standard. Now, the cylinder itself looks good. I mean, there's some wear. That's from me spraying it with brake clean and blowing it out, but everything looks to be okay. You had some carbon buildup on the piston there that we blew off whenever we started it, but other than that, see number 5, there's a little rust, says standard. This thing works pretty good. Look at that. You can turn this little dial and move back and forth. Oh, we don't need to see that. Nobody wants to see that. But see all that rust? That's all surface rust. It's not that big a deal. One thing that's really cool about this thing is it has a dimmer. See how I can dim it down if it's too bright? And just a little button. But, I mean, everything looks pretty good. But this thing's pretty cool, guys. Wow. Like, you can go down, like I'm going down that's the oil feed to your switch, to your oil sender. It fits in just about everything, and you can telescope it around with the light and such. That's a pretty good little deal for no more than it is. Matter of fact, I think you'll be able to get you a discount on it if you go right down in the comments. I'll have her down in there. At first I wasn't real sure I was going to like it being like this, but you know, I wanted something you could plug in the phone, but no, I like this a whole lot better. I can go down in just about anything and look around. That's cool. Well, I appreciate Beaver sending me that to test out for you guys. That's a hell of a little tool to have right there. This is going to come in handy. Anyway, you can find yourself a little thing down there in the comments that'll give you a little bit of a discount on one of these, I'm pretty sure, if you order it. Plus, honestly, I make a little bit off of that too. Helps the channel. Anyway, I think we're good to go in these cylinders. Pretty neat. Beaver steering endoscope. You need to check one out. We got to get this power steering pump thing together. And this is where things start getting just, well, stupid. I got to tell you something, folks. Nothing in their instructions or the Summit instructions, but they both have this. This is the same crap you can get off of Amazon, was in that Summit box. Same exact kit, this one's just black. Now I went back and I looked at my Chevy pickup and I used on it, and it was a totally different setup. And it actually worked without, you know, it was flawless. But this one, it tells you need to use this right here, or there's a second style that runs it to the back, but that don't work. So this is the only way I can figure out to make it work, but then you got a gap. And there's not a lot of room there. This thing is junk. This kit is junk. Now I'm not even pissed. I'm upset. I've spent 45 minutes trying to get this thing to fit right. What? That's some bullshit. And then to hook it onto here, that is just dumb. Because if you want to loosen it, you have to loosen the goddamn water pump. So we're gonna look for a different. I'm not putting that shit. No f***ing way. No way. So let me try to get something else done instead of wasting my time on garbage. Okay, so you see that little bracket on the bottom of it? Before you say anything, yes, I tried it both ways. It does not make a difference. It does not fit this motor for some reason. No idea, but whatever. We're just going to live with it for now and move on. Right? Right, because that's what we do here. We move on. Tight enough. But don't worry, I got it, Summit. I got it. Let me show you what I did. Son of a bitch. So, this was what they give you with you. There was one of them in here too. Bolts are too long. Everything was completely wrong. So I just went and got me a nut. And that actually made it about perfect. To where now it's up. And then I've got adjustment. I've tightened it now. Oh, that's our new rebuilt pump. That's gonna last 5 seconds. So you're starting to see the epic failures of the day so far. Well, buckle up, folks, because it only gets better from here. Trust me. That's great. I'm sure that's just fine. I think I just need to tighten it up a little more. Let me try. Nope. Bullshit. I'll tell you what, man. Parts are straight garbage. I'm so fucking sick of junk. I mean, really? Brand spanking new reman, but, you know, let's do some quality control, shall we? Christ's sake. Swear to God, man. I should have been stuffing this thing in by now. Messing with that garbage. Really on my last leg with parts. I mean, like, last leg. Probably too long. That's alright. We gotta get this in here. I got a new. Is that metric? No. Here. Got a new DTEC cable. Use that. You also do not want to lose this little thingy. Should be fine. It's out. It's a universal, but I went ahead, got the real deal for the car. And the gasket when she's gone. There. Get the little wire in there. It's pretty self-explanatory. Oh, bullshit. Come on. Teep. Then you just test it. Oh yeah. She good. She working. That. Pull this thing out of there. Why me? Seriously. Why is this not? I know they changed them, but they still should be able to use whatever. And that's hard as a rock. It ain't gonna work. No sir, no sir. And this is way too small of a frickin' O-ring. So that don't even, that barely sits on this thing. That's gonna leak like a goddamn sieve. Let me get my O-rings out. Nope. Okay, I quit for the night. See you tomorrow. Morning. It's late morning because I decided to go to my buddy Tony's to work on transmission stuff that I needed for this. Got me a dipstick tube, got a few other things. The one that I got off O'Reilly's, a Mr. Gasket thing, piece of shit, but I'm going to actually use the dipstick itself, but the tube I got off of Tony. What is that? Is that one? No. Maybe it is one. Anyway, so what we need to do is we need to get this motor and this transmission, it's right here. We need to get them mated up and ready to go, and it is raining, and that's just how it goes. That's real life, right? I don't have a shop fancy with lifts and all that crap. May have to get one of the, you know, the big canopies out, but we got to get moving on this. I need this motor and trans in this car today. So let's get moving. Yep, it's like the pissing rain that just makes things miserable. So canopy up. I've already got some of this set up for when I want to put the motor actually in the car. Car's not going to sit right there. It's going to roll forward, and these will be up here, but I just don't want them in my way because I'm going to hook that transmission to that engine that I have up on my hoist. A couple things I got to find. The bolts. I got to find bolts that'll fit this. Shouldn't be a problem. That should be it. Put the torque converter in. I got it cleaned up and ready. We should be ready to go. So let me get a little more setting up here, but fat and sassy and about ready to stab. I doubt we're going to be able to get it in with that hood on. Imagine that's how they put it in or took it out. Yeah, that's never been out. There ain't no way. We're going to have to take that hood off. Hey, how the hell did you get that out of there? I don't know. Maybe we'll try. So I did go ahead and bring this whole thing up to Tony, and he looked at all the seals and everything. It's all good. Did find out there is a cable that I said earlier that I don't know what the hell it is coming out of the firewall. Well, that was this. I was unaware that this is a style that goes through the firewall to the accelerator pedal. I had no idea. But there, things you learn, right? So let's get this in there. I've got it all cleaned up, and one thing I'm going to do is make sure I get something lubrication on this thing. Like that. And I'll just go ahead and pour the rest of it in there. It's already got trans fluid in it. I had it covered and should be good to go. But that gets the seal all done. Extra. Right in the yard. Alright, here we go. Come on. 1, 2, no way, there's one more. Uh-oh. What do we got going on here? Why ain't you going in it? That's not 3. there it went. There's 2 and 3. Gotcha. Okay. So that's in. Now, we gotta put, what is that? What, you thought everything was gonna go great because it's a new day? Have you ever watched this f***ing channel? Oh! See, I jump to conclusions. I don't check. Those are the fittings broke off in the transmission. That's great. That's great. Okay, let me see if I can get them out. Oh shit. No friggin' way. False hope. It started to go. One. Kind of went in there crooked. I went in whatever way it would take it. Now, we're going to take a break a second. I'm going to get the vacuum cleaner, the shop vac, and I'm going to suck in that hole. I can see a little bit of metal in there, and we ain't taking no chances, man. That's bad news. I think we got it all. Next, oh shit, first I gotta get this off of here. That's not a problem. I'll be right back. Well, can we get 2? Please? Probably not supposed to do that, but that aluminum is wanting to cut way too easily. Come on, baby. One more lucky draw. Oh! Yeah, I think you guys are my lucky charm. If I wasn't filming, this shit would have broke off and we'd been in deep, deep trouble. Unbelievable. Oh yeah. Okay, folks, you know I cuss a lot and I sound like I'm giving up all the time, and I don't. That's amazing. I got it without hurting anything. Nothing got in anywhere. Alright, let me get my ends in there now. I am going to use PTFE. I'm going to start using that a lot now, actually. I kind of like it. Good old copper. These are 6AN, AN6, whatever the hell you want to call them. They're aluminum for transmissions. I got these on Amazon. Can't remember what they are. They might be Evil Energy, which, by the way, I'm working with Evil Energy now too. That's another one. Things are starting to pick up around here. So, anyway, I'm going to stick these in and put me a little bit of my copper anti-seize. I like using that over the silver. And we're just going to stick these in. They should go all the way down. They got a little O-ring seal. They're 3/4. Can't find my deep oil 3/4, so we'll just use this one. There we go. There's one. Oh, I wish I had money for a shop. I would have already had one, actually. I was working on it, say 2020. And then after 2020, I couldn't afford to refinance my house. Don't know what happened there, but shit happens, guys. That was right when I started my channel, and I had it in my mind that I was just gonna do this for fun with Zeppelin on the side. And build a shop so I could work on all my stuff for you, for Zeppy, for family, my semi. Well, anyway, then I couldn't. Anyway. Oh, baby. Oh, oopsie. There we go. There we go. Now, I have this bucket over here. This one. This is full of every known GM old school bolt you can think of, and I just happen to have 6 transmission bolts. So we're definitely using these. I trust them more than I do newer ones, even the grade 8s. These are far superior bolts. And yes, I already have the torque converter and it's set. It's all good. Now, while I have this like this, I'll show you what I'm going to do here. We got to get this set up a little better. I'll get to that one in a second. Oh, I got a thing right here. Got that little ear. Oh, that one. That one, 2 is too long. So we'll just put a walk around. Thing is, you want as much bolts in this block as humanly possible. So this is just fine. Just a couple of washers, randoms. Should be enough. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. So that's all on there. You're going to reach down in here, make sure your torque converter's loose, and it is. If it ain't loose, take it back out. So this is obviously way too big. So what I need to do is take the one, where's my chrome one? This piece of crap. I'm going to set it up about the same. And I mean, that won't be too bad. And I'll just cut it to match this one. I will cut to match this. The way we'll just use this this stick should be fine. Oh yeah, yep, that'll fit perfectly. Okay, set that there, pull this out. We're just gonna set that just like that. We'll cut it about right there. I gotta get my tube cutter. I want to go by the bottom. It'll be about right there. Go underneath. Just like that. Got a little bend to it. I f***ing hate doing this. This is some bullshit. We're just gonna guesstimate right about there. It's gonna be close enough. And in the meantime, if I want to, I can always upgrade it. Well, what the hell? Oh, there it went. Let me go clean this off and blow it out. Okay, well, as far as this goes, that's perfect. I just got to make something. I mean, you can cut this thing off and retack it. There really ain't no need for that, because I can bend this. Oh, well, looks like we're going to cut it off and retack it. No, we'll use this. Will this work? Get over the bend. Oh yeah. We can, wait a minute, let's try that again. Go this way with it. Where that's down. Yep, that'll work perfectly. Hold that straight. Heck yeah. It ain't going nowhere. Yep, that's good. Okay. Well, let me wire up. Also, I borrowed a yoke, so we didn't have to drain the thing, and I don't want it all over. So I think, well, see what happens. So that's all ready to go, but I've been addressing some little things. Got the detent out, figured that out. I'll show you that one whenever we hook it up, but I got to get this thing out, and there's no need fighting this shit. We're just going to cut this off right here, and then I'll use a socket and pull that out, and then we'll go ahead and put the new one in. So I'm taking reference of how this is ran right here. That's where it goes, and I'll put the new one in while we got the motor out. That makes it a whole lot easier. And I got this off. That line looks great, should be fine. All the wiring's out of the way. Got the motor mounts over there. They're painted. Now letting them dry. I just realized I don't have any bolts, so we're gonna have to probably go to town and find those, but we'll be putting it in shortly. And right here, see if we can start a fire. Boom. And there's that. This was actually good. I cut it to steal the power steering pump out of it for the pickup truck. So, whatever. Anyway, let me get that out of there. Well, I don't have but one motor mount bolt, so I'm gonna have to run down to get some. There ain't no use trying to stick it in there and then have to do it later. But I went through the trunk of this car to see if it had them in there, and it don't. Did find a few things, but they're not happy things. I noticed that the shifter linkage, you know, the original column shift shifter linkage, was cut off. That's it's absolutely breathtaking. But all you have to do is take the pin out and so I'm gonna have to pull that out and see if I can't tack weld it or whatever. I'm gonna try to figure out something for this, and we need to go get some motor mount bolts, so I'll be back. So again, as we're going, I did get this out of there. It come out of there, the bolt come right out. The bolt come right out. Don't cut that shit, people. Just take the bolt out. It's a 1/2 inch bolt. But I've got it figured out of the orientation of which way I need to weld it. Did get power steering line in. I just kind of got down in there and made sure everything was good. And then I went and got the transmission mount. And you see that right there? That's a single stud. Nobody has them in stock. That one has a brand new dual stud on it that you put 2 bolts in. I have 2 more in this mess that I found quickly that I can't use. So, the hell with it. We're going to stick it in the way it is. I'm going to go get the bolts, get everything, and we'll stick that sumbitch down in there, and we'll just set it on that. And then when my new one comes in, it said tomorrow by 3. I'm probably working, I don't know. So, just another day in the life. Hey, welcome to 30 Minutes of Pain and Misery with Jay of Irish Outlaw Garage. Someone who needs to invest in longer shirts, apparently. And, you know, you may want to fast forward, but if you want to see what I have to go through, well, here you go. That ain't good. We gotta try this. Dark or not. This is where it gets interesting, y'all. Yep. Double check. Double check. Will it clear? No, it will not. So the hood has to come off. There ain't no way. Let me get some help. Fuck it. So Aiden helped me get the hood off. I'm kind of doing this the wrong way. Really need it to be all the way off, but I don't think I can get it any further, so got no choice but to move this. Such. Go up a little higher. I hate bringing this far forward, but it is what it is. Whoa, let's see. How do we get so crooked? That. Down a little. Just a little bit. That. Not on the wires, son. A bit more. Oh. Well. Boom. Get some. I should have had it after for now. It's fine. So much for father-son project. Well, we'll go down. Put this between transmission and the firewall. No. Go down. Sunny Beach. Aw, scratch the paint. Dang it. Oh yeah. What happens if I... Nope, I won't do that. Oh. Now, the block I put in place actually will do this. Yeah, I did this totally different from what I normally do. On the ledge. Probably gonna have to set it down and grab that. Screw that up. Oh no, no slide. Come on, God damn it. That's what I get for being in a hurry. Okay. Now we got it. I think I might be kind of screwed here. Oh shit. There we go. Yeah, I should have done it out there further. That's it. That's okay though. That's a long nose. Boy, did I screw this up. Yeah, I messed up. I should have done it out further. This ain't working. This ain't working. Caught on shit. Jack under. There we go. Hell yeah. We're about in. Well, not too much. There we go. Ow! Bring that trans down a hair. Almost. There we go. Come on now. Oh, damn it. We're like right there. That's okay. Give it a little bit of a break. Now, why do I get caught on that damn thing? I need this transmission to go in. There we go. There we go. I think we got her. Oh yeah. Go down. Not quite. Almost. Gotta shake her around. Just go back a little bit more before I drop it. Up just a hair. There we go. Down. Sometimes you get lucky. Oh, is that one? Oh. Aha! There's one. Let me get a bolt. Look at this. Probably. Let's go up that trans now a little. That. Heck, you got a little. Boom. Clamshell engaged. How's the other side? Well, what do we need? Breaker? Yep. Breaker wire. Oh. Vent. This is bent. That's not good. I don't know, guys. Some reason it ain't happy. Let's try to get it in there without this, I guess. Well, I know it works, so. Piece of shit! What the f***? Give me a minute. There is absolutely no reason for that not to go down in there. No reason at all. The other side's in. This is just the easier side to deal with. But for some reason, I can't get it to go down unless these are wrong. They shouldn't be. All the clamshells are the same, I thought. It's the mounts that's different. The clamshell states that it goes from like 60 something all the way to 90 whatever, but the mount is different. But it's the mounts that were on a 73 Chevelle, that they look just like it. So this car, I'll be back. So this is hitting the frame, so I need to knock that off just a hair. You can see where it's hitting. It sits like that. So it's this side. You can see it right there. That side is hitting. So we need to take that down a whole bunch. So let me do that real quick. That ought to do it. All that for that goddamn clamshell. They are not one size fits all. Trust me on this one. So here's the situation. Those clamshells won't work. I thought I took those off of that motor. I did not. Those were off the big block 402. They will not work. I've got to find a set specific. They went to this style 73 is when they started it, and then that went on. But they are specific how the pitch is and how low they are, and it's saying that they're the same for the Buick, Pontiac, Olds, all that shit. Now I do have a set on a Pontiac back there, and I might have there might be some on this Pontiac here, so I'm gonna look. But other than that, I'm gonna have to order them. I may be back, I may be not. You can tell it's getting really dark and it's wet and rainy. This son of a bitch. I'm gonna beat the shit out of this car when it's running. Well, they're in. Both of them are. I need to put the nut and everything on this one, but I did get them. And these right here, garbage. You need to throw them away. I actually had some on that 454 that's right there, and I forgot all about it. And this one takes some finagling to do, but it went in. So bolts are in. Shit, I wonder if the headers are gonna go in. Fuck. Yep. Went right in, both sides, checked them both, so. Phew! I didn't think about that before I fought all that. But, oh well, they're in there. Now I need to get that cross member at least up underneath there to hold that transmission so I can pull the jack out. So I may need to look for a new crossover. Oh boy. Okay, so that only took all day. But it's in there. Nothing's tight. I just have the cross member laying across, the transmission down on it. And that's because I got to get that other transmission mount has to get in there. But man, it is raining off and on again. I got to tear this thing down. I'm gonna have to drop it because it's windy. I don't want it to take off. I could weight it, I guess. So full weight of the car, that is one saggy sumbitch. Although it does have those little screw-in jobs in the springs in the front, so we may take them suckers out of there. Boy, in this light you can really see the rust. That's horrible. Wow. I didn't realize it was that bad. Right there. I knew it was bad back here, but yeah, the frame's good. That's what I care about. I don't give a shit about the body. But she's a little saggy. Freaking turd. Oh well. Air shocks. Big ass wheels. Yeah. I think we're just gonna put fatties all the way around it. But sorry about all the crap. This is a really bad video setting, but I can't help it, guys. But I am definitely done for the night. I've had enough. I want to spend some time in the house. So anyway, I may be able to work on this tomorrow. I don't know. I may not be working. So if I can, I'll do some stuff. But you know, my trans mount ain't gonna be until Tuesday. So ain't nothing I can do about that. But I can get the whole shebang put back together. Yeah, so 73 Malibu for now, motor trans in the car. I'll probably see you here in just a bit. Hey, it's a couple days later. I was off on that next day, I really was, and it was a monsoon. Matter of fact, it broke my canopy. There was so much water, couldn't keep up, and it was bad. It's broken, but it'll survive a little while longer. But anyway, back out here, I'm gonna try to do as much as I can. Motor's in there. I did get my mount for the transmission. We'll try to get that in. Starter, blah, 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 blah. You know, just start putting things together. I did get all my brake parts in. Unfortunately, I'm off again today. I can't pay for this stuff if I'm not working, and this YouTube thing doesn't pay me as much, you know, to take care of all the stuff I do, but I'm doing it for Zeppy. That's fine with me. But anyway, let's get this stuff together. I'm rambling because I don't know what to do with myself. I'm not working. I don't like not working. I'm a workaholic. And with weather like this, it's hard to do this, so I don't get to keep myself busy with this all the time. But it's decent right now. Let's just go. Okay, so visuality is going to be on a small scope because it is so windy out there, guys, that I don't think you'll be able to hear me talk. So I'm going to set you right here, and then we're just like that. There's a stroke of reality, just like that. That way I can do things like this and get in on that side and get in on this side, and you just ain't gonna be able to see my pretty face. So I think the first thing we're gonna do, because of room and make sure everything's where it needs to be, let's put the headers on it. Okay, I have chosen to use the ones that I bought. Main reason being for this little lift here. That way I can get to the water jackets on each side of the head depending on where I want to put my temperature setting unit. Boy, that wind is nasty. And I also put these on, the collectors, but I didn't tighten them. They're just kind of on there. So let me get these on. They actually sent some pretty nice bolts. This is this is actually a 10mm, but they're small headed, so that's awesome. I don't give a damn for 10mm. Not to mention, I can put with these header gaskets, I can stick these down in there, get me one started. Now, here's one. Get back one started. Might be able to use the damn ratchet. And some of this got started too. Now, got these little hangers on the ends. They're nice. Very, very nice. Just stick them like that. And I know you really can't see that, but they'll hang on those nuts or those bolts. Then you just put the rest of your bolts in, and voila. Alrighty then, they're on, but if you look real close, right there you can see that actual where they come into collector, they're hitting the frame a little bit. I may try to put something in there and hammer through it, just kind of bend it in, but other than that, I'm just going to kind of let it self-clearance. I know that's dumb, but whatever. I'm not the smartest tool in the box. This side is perfect. Went ahead and put the radiator in it so I could check the hose length, and it is the cockeyed, the angle that goes that way. Here's the new lower, and it fits. It's perfect. I do need to find one rubber. I'm missing a rubber on the bottom of this one, but it sits right in there, and it had clean antifreeze in it, so it's all good to go. So what we can do now is start working on this fuel system. Oh, I need heater hose. I need a nipple for here. I need a cap, damn it. I want to get that on there, and I'll get me some line. I need to get some power steering line. I might have some here, but if we have to run to town, we will. I got all day. Should be ready to go. Get that distributor down in there. Maybe we'll do that real quick. I know I got it at top dead. I can just get it in there real quick. Okay, so here's our Summit Racing HEI distributor for Chevy 350. They're pretty common. You can get them anywhere. And I gotta tell you, there's only one reason I buy the Summit version of this and not the Amazon eBay version of this. And hopefully, I haven't looked in this thing yet, but you can tell it's plain box. Yeah, so nothing special, just a standard HEI. The difference between this one and the ones you get on eBay and Amazon or whatever other cheap place you can find them is, for some reason, these have a better wiring setup. This wiring is a lot better on these. Other than that, same thing. You're paying a little bit of extra for Summit warranty and peace of mind, but it's really the same thing. So I'm gonna get this cap off of here and get me my lube, and it's see, that other one didn't do that. It had noise. It was noisy, so we needed this. Let me get that cap off there and get me some of my assembly lube, and we'll get this down in there. Don't lose that. That's to adjust your vacuum advance. But it comes with the gasket, and this is what I'm talking about. This is made totally better than the Amazon eBay stuff that you find. Maybe it's me, but I've replaced these. This wiring in here that goes to your control module it's terrible. And so far, every one of these that I've gotten from Summit has been great. And if you'll notice, they also have a place for you to get a wrench or something on if it's stuck. That way you're not fighting it, and you can get it on there without, you know, hopefully not breaking it. But if you're like me and you change your oil a lot and you pay attention to it, you won't have to worry about that. Now, before you go stabbing one of these in there, get you some assembly lube, get it up in here in the oil pump and stuff like that. The oil pump, well, the goddamn thing hits your oil pump and turns it. So make sure you get a lot on this, and maybe a little bit up in here with the seal. But I use this Stay Lube CRC with Moly Graphite. I've always used this. If I don't use this, I use the Lubriplate, which is the white bottle. I'm pretty sure. I think I got some around here. I've had it, and I got some from my dad in his collection after he had passed. It's what we've always used. I don't use that crap they send with camshafts or any of that stuff. If you got a roller cam, you can use it. But the flat tappet stuff and older, you know, technology, I highly recommend this or the Lubriplate, because it actually stays on there. It don't just drip off. So, all right, we're already at number 1. Get you some lube in here. This is my old bottle. I've had this forever. Just get it on there. You ain't gonna give her too much. I just get it all like that. I'll put some up there, and this, while you're sticking it in there, will come up to the seal. Always has. Maybe it don't for you, I don't know. But number 1, I want that this way, and I want that pointing to number 1 cylinder on Chevy. And there's what's going on my seal. How did I do that? Whoa. Oh. Uh-oh. There it goes. Good tight. That's good though. Did it? Nope. The back one. Look at that. Perfecto. Right to number 1. She's in. Yeah. Put our rusty bolt. That's awful. Why didn't I buy a new bolt? Oh well. Oh! Here we go. Distributor in. Plug them in like that. And that should be good. I got new plug wires too. From Summit. 8mm. They work fine for Javi. I like them, so I'm going to use them. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put this carburetor on here. I use these religiously. 2732 Edelbrock. If you have this style of intake, water. If you have this style of intake, and I got a hole. If you have this style of intake, it'll accommodate a Rochester quadrijet. You aren't going to get a good seal if you just put a gasket like that down and throw the carburetor on top of it. That's what this plate is designed for. You can get all the little things, you know, that they make in the world, the Mr. Gaskets, the whatever that junk garbage one. I've got a couple around here because I'm too stupid to stop trying them. But Spectre or whatever they are, this is what works. Now I am not going to put a spacer on this one. In the future I may have to, but that hood ain't real tall under there, so put this on. First put your gasket down. Just like that. I don't know if you can see that in the camera. I guess you can. And this. I think that this will only go on one what? Yes. Hooks to the sides. You put this on. Flat. Then you put your gasket on, and your carb goes right on top of that. That will eliminate any seals. Once you got that sucker tightened down, not too tight, you don't want to warp your carburetor base plate, but you get it on there, that plate will secure everything because it's hard, it's steel, and they're just a great, just trust me on this one. If you're going to put a regular square flange on there, use one of these. I use them even if it's a flat. Even if it's a perfectly squared bore in that, I still put those on there. Always. So let me get the carburetor. Alright. I am going to use that for the brakes. Plug that off. If you have a bunch of these plugs of this size, man, hold on to them things, because parts store is pretty proud of them. Yeah, I don't recommend having to buy those. But speaking of not learning a damn thing, this little wonderful ABS2 piece of shit has not worked on one vehicle. For some reason I think this is its time. It's going to work. I have had nothing but trouble with this thing right out of the box, and can't get anybody in Elbrock to answer their damn phone, so I just gave up. I rebuilt it once and it's still junk. Complete junk. I need to find some washers though. I don't like putting just nuts down on there. I need to find some washers. But yeah, I mean, she's there. Get this out of the way. We don't need it in there yet. That's what amazes me. That's like a brand new radio. That's $300 right there. Okay, so I just been kind of going through parts things. I do have a belt that'll work on the alternator. Do not have one that'll work on the power steering. Power steering line, pressure line is hooked up and bent to where it needs to be. I just need to get the return. No, do not use fuel line. Don't. I do have a cable that'll reach for the starter. I do have a negative cable that I'm going to have to figure out where to put it. Maybe, I don't know. I'm gonna have to figure that part out yet, but it's no big deal. So I did cut off the metal fuel line, and the reason I did that is it ran so close to all this and the kind of shit that we're gonna do with this car. I don't need my fuel boiling, and we may go with an EFI on this, but I don't know yet. We'll play with that when we get there. But that way I can run this fuel line on the outside of the engine to there. That way it gets, it gets air away from the heat. There's the starter. It worked. It's a truck starter, so it's got the offset bolts, which no big deal, same difference. This is a fan, and the fan clutch, I guess I got is 84 Chevy 5.7. It'll work. I got that with a parts lot with a 400 Pontiac that I got out there. The guy just said, here, take it. And just so happens it's flowing the right direction. Everything's going to be just fine, I think. Pretty sure. Yeah, it blows backwards. I need it to blow backwards. I had to look at it a second, make sure it wasn't one for a whatchamacallit setup. But it should work, right? Cuts air, blows back that way. Yeah, should work. I don't know. If I'm wrong, you're going to be cussing at the screen, but I think I'm right. Anyway, I need to go to town and get some things. I need another fuel filter. I want it pre to the pump, that way we don't ruin that pump if there's any junk in that tank. Other than that, I've got that. I got the brake line thing on. A few little things in here's and there's. Need to get clamps. And I guess I better go to town and get some damn antifreeze, because my truck needs it too. As in my semi. Got a bad leak. Okay, I think we're ready to go to town. Man, it has been pouring down rain. Me and Zeppy went to town, got a bunch of stuff for the car, and I can show you how far I've gotten because it was raining so hard it was blowing in here in the garage, and I ain't got nowhere to put the camera. So I did forget one thing, and I got to go back here shortly and go get it. But let me show you what I've done so far. So I put that on there because it was blowing. I was going to leave that for later, but it's just a standard Edelbrock. So it looks good. I just want it to look good. I am going to replace these. I think I'm going to go ahead and get Edelbrock valve covers. That way it's all, you know, nostalgic. But went ahead and put this belt on there. It ain't tight, and the reason I put it on there is because I forgot to get studs to put the fan on, and these ain't long enough. Otherwise I just use them, and they're fine thread, so we can't be having that. We're just going to put studs on it. But what you do is you tighten this belt and leave the belt on. That'll hold this in place. That way whenever you pull these out, I can just run the studs in and we're good to go. Other things, fuel line's hooked up. No, I'm not leaving it that long. That's just for now. That way I can pull it out and put it down here if I need to. Power steering is all hooked up. Got the cap, got the return line on, got the plugs in it. Have not put the plug wires on yet. I wanted to make sure I got everything in before I ran in plug wires. And then all I got left after I get this is to put the starter on it and wire it, and we're ready to roll. We can put a battery in it. I say that, you know, it's me, so the tree will probably fall on the car, or, you know, the monsoon will hit and this thing will crush down on the car, fill the engine with water somehow. You know, it ain't been too cold, so I'm not gonna worry about putting antifreeze in it right now. I don't have any, and I'm not working, so I don't want to go spend a bunch of money on antifreeze. We're just gonna have to hope the water, you know, don't freeze. It's November. It ain't gonna get too cold. But let me run to town, grab those studs. That's all I need for out here. And it's gonna be dark by the time we get this, but I'm starting this sumbitch tonight because I gotta work tomorrow. Thank God. Well, Houston, we had a problem. Went and got that stuff for that fan, and I didn't check the size. It's too big. It's too big. So me and Zeppy just went out and basically stole one off of our 76 Omega. It's a really shit fan, but it'll work for what we're doing right here until I get me a new one. I found some online. They're relatively cheap. I want to put a clutch fan on it. So let me stick this on real quick, and then I can start wiring and getting the hoses all on it, which would be great. And it is still raining.
Kind of.
Wind died down, but it's still raining. Houston, disregard my last transmission. This won't work either because Oldsmobile uses small bolt pattern. So we're gonna put the oversized one in there with no shroud for now, and hope I don't cut myself with the frickin' fan blades because it is way too big. But we got some other things we can do first. Let's maybe get that. We need to get this thing up in the air. We need to put a starter on it. We need to put the transmission mount on it. I want to put that on it so it's at least sitting where it needs to be. I have all that, so let's get to do that real quick. May not be able to show you. 2 bolts in the transmission and a stud. That's it. So let's try it. Yeah, I've been dealing with this for 2 friggin' days. I'm sick of it. Anyway, so car's up in the air, starter's on, wiring's done. But I went to put this on, and looky there. The cheap ass piece of shit Spectra bolt easily snapped off right there. Ain't that special? That's great. You junk mother. I didn't even turn on it hard. Anyway, this can't be here. It's gonna have to be in the head. That water neck, it will not allow it. But I've got everything pretty well lined up. This fan is straight garbage, and here's how I know. See how it's edged, cockeyed, edged, flat, cockeyed, 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 flat, mostly flat. This thing's junk, but we'll get another one. It'll work for now. That's probably the reason. It's maybe bent. I don't know. Probably the reason it won't fit in there, but it's good enough. But I gotta move some shit around. I'm gonna try to get that out of there. I really can't film it because I got no way to do it. It's raining like hell. And I'm getting a bulge right there, so I'm sure that's gonna fall in soon. This thing is so ruined. See if I can get it. I don't want to get it. There we go. Right in the motor. There you go. Yeah. Get all out in there in that motor. Alright. Let me get to work on this, see if I can get that damn bolt out of there. Okay, folks. I got this figured out. I didn't film it. I was busy listening to, well, honestly, I'm listening to polling and stuff. It's election day. Don't matter who you voted for. I hope you voted. That's what matters. But I got it. It's tight. Everything's in. I got my temp gauge going in. I got temp and oil hooked up. Everything's hooked up. I got to put this plug back in yet because I took it out so I could get it with the wrench down here. That was hard to get that little adapter in there. But I'm gonna get this on, get it tight because I want it to have full compression. See what it sounds like. Maybe. Yeah. There we go. Full compression. I don't have any plug wires on it yet, but I've been, you know, flailing around in the mud. But I got the ground hooked up down on the block down there, a ground here on the body, which they had this rust proofing on there and just had the old one on. I don't know how the hell that was grounding with a damn. I sanded that off and put it on there. I'm in the light, sorry. I sanded that off and got it hooked up. Positives hooked up. Let's I want to see what happens if we well, there's nothing there. Is it gonna burn? I don't see nothing smoking. I don't know how long it's been since this thing had anything hooked up to it, but by the looks of the wiring, it's been quite a while. I got to figure out which one is 12 volt power too, because this was it had points, but there is an HEI back there in the trunk. So one of these might be, but I doubt it. I don't know what either one of these are. I'm pretty sure they go to the transmission. Pretty damn sure they go to the transmission. And I'm rambling. Let me find I wonder, just out of curiosity, what happens if we open the door? Oh my God! Lights? Where's the light? I don't remember where the light switch is. We got dash lights. They go up and down. I just got a blinker out. That's fine. None of that's working. Radio? It's missing a bunch of fuses, so we'll just hopefully that 8-track works. That's all that Zeppy cares about. So lights are on. Oh! Woo! License plate light. Got a marker out. What do we got up front? Marker out. Headlight. Turning signal on. This is the one that ain't working. Okay. But we got headlight. Wow. Let's turn that off. Now, here's where things get fun. Key. Key in. Key on. Got brake light. Got a little bit of a buzzer. Sounds good too. Look at that fan. Yeah, we need a fan. Ha! Yeah, buddy. Whoo! Sounded good too. So I made sure all the plugs were in it. That way I made sure that it was going to use compression. Let's let me, what else can we do? Oh, let's see if we can get some oil pressure. Well, that ain't gonna work. Come on. That'll work. Right there's my oil pressure. Can we get some oil pressure? Come on. There it is. Try to use my flashlight. Keep going. 30 pounds at crank. We'll take it. We'll take it. Sounds healthy at crank. Don't see no oil coming out anywhere. Oh man, I really wanted to quit for the night. Now I want to. Oh, I don't have a. I forgot to get a PCV valve, but I needed it. Whenever you crank these guys, you got to make sure you have open holes, because it does, you know, it'll build pressure in there if you don't. Oh, what? No way. There's fuel in the tank. Shit, I wonder how old that is. It actually don't look too bad. Look at that. Okay, give me a minute. Let me find some wires. So it's nice and quiet out. About 10 o'clock at night. I can't resist. We should have spark. We got water. I put a clamp on that fuel line that just going around to the pump. It's working. It smells a little dextany, but it's clean. It'll burn. Let's see what happens. Alright, transmission is not hooked up. What? One. Nope. See if we get a backfire. Yep. So, what happened there? Well, how'd we end up at 180 out? Are we 180 out? Or are we that far? Got fire though. That's good. Are we trying that far off? No way we're that far off. If she backfires, it'll wake up the whole damn neighborhood. Yep. That ain't right. That ain't right. So, I was in fact 180 out. I've never, that is the first time. Doesn't surprise me with this car. I must have turned the engine. And I didn't know I did. Too many things going on, but all I did was pop the cap off, took out a plug, and I hooked up my little gun to the starter and just went pop, 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 pop until she blew out air, and it was pointing the opposite. Is what it is. We all make mistakes, I suppose. But Shit happens. Fuel plugs in. All right. Come on, baby. Just one good thing before I go back to work, okay? There she went. Come on. Nope. Don't trust that carburetor. I do not trust this carburetor. Not good. Look at the bottom pulley. That's a brand new pulley, y'all. Oh, that guy needs something going on there. I don't know. Anyway, it runs. That's bad. Wow. She runs. This needs timed and shit, but hey, that's a win, y'all. Alright, that's enough. I don't want to piss off the neighbors. But that's a win. Except for that goddamn... hopefully it's the... I don't know why it would be doing that. This is going to have to be solved on a different day, but it sounds good. Oh, I don't know. I don't know why that's doing that. Unless that crankshaft is bent. Goddamn better not be. I didn't notice it before. It ran straight. I think it's that frickin' pulley. I don't know. I'm gonna have to look into that. So that's gonna do it for this one. It runs. I know it'll move, but I got to get the brake stuff all lined out. And you know, by the way, I've been squeezing some knocker loose and some other crap on all the brake lines this entire time we've been doing this. But it's in there. It runs. I still got to work on that. I don't like how that harmonic bouncer is. I'm just going to order a new one, I suppose. They had one for me at O'Reilly's, but they sent it back before I could get to it. They never do that, but for some reason the new guy or whatever must have sent it off. But anyway, appreciate the sponsors, Lug Nut Guys, Super Clean, Aces EFI. You know, I'm sure there's lots more to come, you know, with all those. And I've got Poppy's Patina, Strike Hold. I got everything. And my biggest special thanks is to my buddy Buzz at Roadkill Customs. Sometimes I forget, you know, we're friends, so I forget to mention him sometimes. But anyway, guys, peace out. It runs. I'll see you next week.